Hi, I'm Dan Mirvish. I'm the director of 18 and a Half, the movie you just saw. I'm also a producer and co-writer and editor and a few other things. And I've been to Belize before. I love it there. So thank you very much for watching the film. This whole thing got started because I've always had a bit of a background in politics. I used to work in Washington, D.C. as a speechwriter to a U.S. senator. And then I went to film school and got into film. But about a little over 4 years ago, 5 years ago maybe, in November of 2016, we had an election in the States. You may remember this guy, Donald Trump, got elected. And literally the next day, I had wrapped production on my last film, Bernard and Huey, and I went out to see the screenwriter of that film, a guy named Jules Feiffer, who's an award-winning political cartoonist in the 60s and 70s. And so naturally we were talking about comparisons between Trump and Nixon. And then that night I wound up staying at my friend Terry owns a motel in Greenport. This is all on the tip of Long Island, about 3 hours outside of New York City. And he showed me around this place. He'd inherited it from his grandparents who had built it in the 50s and 60s, but they kind of stopped renovating it in the 70s. And he's rented it out a lot for fashion shoots for Vogue and Harper's and that kind of thing, and music videos, but never had shot a feature there. And he said, hey, if you come up with an idea for a feature, we're closed in the winter. Everyone on the cast and crew can just stay here. So I said, well, we were just talking about Watergate. Let's do something there. And then my writing partner, Daniel Moya, coincidentally, his aunt worked at the diner just down the street from the motel. And so we're like, well, that's 2 locations. That's enough for a film. So it all seemed to be going pretty smoothly, and we were shooting in March of 2020, and then 11 days into the shoot, which we had about 80% of the film in the can, the global pandemic hit, and so we had to put a pause. We took a 6-month healthy hiatus, or a pandemic pause, and then went back in September of 2020 and shot the last 4 days there. So, that was obviously a challenge, shooting any movie in that circumstance. But we were lucky. In the first part, we had shot all the fighting and the kissing and the dancing scenes, and so in the second part, we could come back. We were one of the first films to use the new Screen Actors Guild and Directors Guild protocols for shooting safely, and thankfully no one got COVID and everyone was safe on the film. And the interesting question people have asked me is, did that affect how we made the film? And if anything, it maybe helped us, because having that extra 6-month gap allowed us to start working on the music. Great composer Luis Guerra did the music. We had some Brazilians who helped us with it, and allowed us to do the voiceover with the voice actors. And anyway, we finished the film. If you're interested in anything more, just go to my website at danmirvish.com and send me an email or ask me any questions. Thanks again for being a part of the Belize International Film Festival. Thanks very much. Bye.